Hello everyone, welcome to Trades Talk. I am your host, Pop Culture Mechanic. Please call me Pop for short. But today is the day where the emphasis is on the mechanic part. So, for those of you that don't know, I've been in the skilled trades for over 25 years, and I've seen a lot, done a lot, and experienced a lot of things. And this is all about getting young people or anyone who doesn't have a career that they are following right now to get into the skilled trades, because I believe it is an excellent idea for people to become skilled at any sort of profession that is out there. And so in this stream, this is what I do. Try to explain what to expect, how to get into the trades, and what it's like. And I have a few stories, a few pictures. But first off, as I so often do, I will check the news of the week. We'll see what is going on out in industry. That sort of tells you how the economy's doing when they're building more factories and investing more money into things. The economy should be doing well. When they're shuttering plants and when they're shutting things down to close them up and send them overseas, then things are not going so well. So I do that by looking at Plant Magazine. Just go to that and check out what they have for news now. And what do we got here? Stantec selected to design a £4 billion battery manufacturing facility. Well, let's have a look at this and see what the story is behind this. Come on now, there we go. Stantec has been selected to provide integrated design services for Agritas, Tata Group's global battery business, who are building a battery cell manufacturing facility on the Gravity Smart campus in the United Kingdom. Oh, yes. Okay, so Tata is like an Indian-owned company, and it's where you get your Land Rovers from now. I believe that's what they bought a bunch of British companies, and now it looks like they're building a battery business for those vehicles. The new advanced manufacturing facility, comprising 3 separate buildings with associated ancillary structures, will create up to 4,000 jobs on site over the lifespan of the project, and thousands more in the supply chain. The Agritas facility will be pioneering in battery cell production, addressing demand in the advanced manufacturing space in the UK head-on, while benefiting productivity, the climate, and the economy, said Gord Johnston, President and Chief Executive Officer of Stantec. Stantec has strong capabilities in the advanced manufacturing space, and we look forward to working closely with Agritas to provide our significant breadth and depth of experience and support the successful completion of its project. Alex Moore, guten Abend. Ja. Was ist los, Alex? How are you? It's good to see you. Just going over this story about Stantec providing their services to Agritas for a battery facility in the UK. We look forward to working with Stantec to design the UK's largest battery cell manufacturing facility using state-of-the-art technology. Our facility will power the transition to electric mobility and clean energy storage, said Joe Hibbert, Vice President of Capital Projects, Agritas. Our partnership with Stantec is the next step in our mission to deliver best-in-class battery solutions for our global customers. Over the last 15 years, Stantec has been paving the way for the Gravity site to be selected as the UK home for Agritas' new manufacturing facility. The firm served as a strategic advisor for the Gravity site, leading the local development order consenting process, making it an attractive inward investment opportunity. Stantec also provided a variety of services, including engineering, design, planning, environmental, technical services, and project management at the site. Sounds like Stantec is just getting a cash cow here. I wonder who they paid off to get all that work from these guys. They really dug their claws in there and are hanging on. And then it says here, Franklin Electric is ranked as one of the best places to work in Indiana. I don't know if I have any viewers in Indiana, but apparently Franklin Electric is one of the best places to work. Let's see what they say here. Franklin Electric Company has been named to the Indiana Chamber's 2024 list of best places to work in Indiana. The Chamber announced this year's winners on its website. Rankings will be unveiled at an awards event held on May the 8th. The recognition is one of several the company received in the past 12 months, including awards at the national level presented by Newsweek and USA Today. Hey, DJ Ronnie G! How you doing? Good to see you here. Just looking to see what they're saying that Franklin Electric is ranked as one of the best places to work in Indiana. So we're seeing what if they tell us why, or if it's just a big puff piece. The Indiana Chamber uses the Best Places Award to recognize companies that demonstrate a commitment to fostering workplace cultures that instill pride in their employees. In addition to company input, the Chamber's nomination review process includes a comprehensive employee survey component. The survey helps us identify company strengths and weaknesses and weighs heavily on compiling the winning list. The Workforce Research Group handled the selection process. The fact that this award utilized our employees' input makes this recognition especially meaningful, said Greg Sengstack, chairman of the board, and chief executive officer. We're proud to call Indiana home, and we always strive to create a workplace culture that is positive, supportive, and valued. Winners were selected from 4 categories: small companies between 15 and 74 U.S. employees, medium companies between 75 and 249, and large companies between 250 and 999 employees, and major companies with 1,000 or more employees. Franklin Electric was one of only 2 major companies based in Fort Wayne, Indiana, named to this year's list. Well, good for you, Franklin Electric. Hopefully your employees are happy working there. Pretty lean news day, at least on Plant Magazine. Switch over to MRO. This one caught my eye. ABB and CERN identify energy-saving opportunity in heating and ventilation motors. Hopefully this is all right. ABB and CERN, the European Laboratory for Particle Physics, have identified significant energy-saving potential through a research partnership focused on the cooling and ventilation system. The study included energy efficiency audits, which have helped to identify a savings potential of 17.4% across the fleet of 800 motors. And welcome to you, David Glenn. Nice to see you. Just looking over the old MRO here. I noticed CERN popped up, so I was quite curious about what they're doing with ABB. Ventilation for the Collider Tunnel. I wonder, DJ. I wonder if they turn it on again, what'll happen? Will it change the timeline? Will we have a better timeline? Because when they flipped it on, I don't know if things if we went into a different dimension or not. You thought the magnets and computers generated there here? The research conducted between 2022 and 2023 followed an agreement between ABB and CERN. These saw partners developing a roadmap for reducing the energy consumption of the site's cooling and ventilation system via data-driven energy efficiency audits. It has identified potential annual energy savings of up to 31 gigawatt hours. If achieved, these savings could be enough to power more than 18,000 European households and could avoid 4 kilotons of CO2 emissions, the same as planting over 4,200,000 trees. Well, first of all, we do need CO2 emissions. CO2 is what the trees take in. So, yeah, we need that. Trees need that. So these guys should stop doing the stupid thing about saying that they're going to get rid of CO2. Then again, the Swiss Alps are cold. They are. They definitely are. You want to save even more power? Shut off the stupid CERN collider. How about that? Does it really need to run? Anyway, Energy efficiency audits work by evaluating the performance and efficiency of motors based on their operational data. Audits help large facilities like CERN to identify the most significant energy-saving opportunities across a whole fleet of motors. CERN and ABB experts assessed a wide variety of data from motors in various cooling and ventilation applications. They combined data from multiple sources, including digitally connected motors, CERN's SCADA system, and data gathered directly from their pumps, piping, and instrumentation. The experts analyzed the efficiency of the whole system to provide insights to pinpoint the motors with the best business case for energy efficiency upgrades. You don't think we need more CO2, but you also simply don't care for the reduction agenda one bit? Yeah, I feel the same way, DJ. Sabine Hausfelder would agree. Yeah. We're proud to cooperate with CERN and support its ambition to conduct physics research with a low carbon footprint by helping them achieve more energy efficient operations of their cooling and ventilation systems, said Eric Labuda, president of the Motion Services Division of ABB. This research project represents another step in CERN's energy efficiency journey. As an institution with a large installed base of motors, working with CERN is a great example of how we can support it in making a big impact in improving energy efficiency as part of the transition to a low-carbon society. Once again, word salad here. Giovanni Anelli, head of the Knowledge Transfer Group at CERN, said the collaboration with ABB was set up with the aim of optimizing the laboratory's cooling and ventilation infrastructure to reduce its energy consumption and is in line with CERN's commitment to minimize its environmental footprint as well as share the findings publicly for greater impacts on society. It's a great example of a collaboration where each side brings their own contribution to the table. CERN brings up its large-scale infrastructure, and ABB contributes with its technology and service expertise. We're happy with the final result in this research project, as we have exceeded our goal of identifying 10 to 15% energy efficiency improvement. That's nothing. 10 to 15%, come and talk to me when you're doing 50% energy efficiency improvement. This 10 to 15, it's negligible. And whatever happened to superconductors? Has that just fallen off the cliff? Nobody talks about superconductors anymore. Why aren't you using superconductors for motors? Like, what's the problem here? Yeah, it has to be cold, but then that gets rid of your heat problem, doesn't it? I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out here. Might just be a bunch of BS, but I'm just throwing stuff out just because I don't hear about superconductors anymore. CERN's next step is to create a roadmap for the upgrade of the first motors to the solutions recommended as part of the energy efficiency audit, IE5 rated synchronous reluctance motors operating with variable speed drives. You're fine. Oh, she has a thing for CERN. Okay. You're fine with particle accelerators, but CERN thinks they can just keep getting money to build a bigger machine. Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. You're going to need a collider the size of the solar system to find those elusive supersymmetric particles? Probably. They do use superconductors for the magnets. Okay. But they're not for power distribution. Oh, all right. I was just thinking if you had a superconductor in your motor, or the windings of your motor were made out of superconductors, and you ran like liquid nitrogen through it, the resistance would be less. You'd be more efficient, wouldn't you? I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. I don't know. Koreans have a niche case where they use a supercooled power cable to reduce transmission loss. There you go. The next story, Wolseley, Canada donates portion of sales to the Clean Water Initiatives. Skills Ontario to host first in-person International Women's Day event. Oh yeah, that's coming up, International Women's Day. Because they don't gauge space for another power station in a particular region. Gabe? Have. Okay, they don't have space for another power station in a particular region. Okay. Well, then you have to innovate like they did, DJ. They did that exactly brought out what they needed because they didn't have the space. Yeah, very, very small news day today, that's for sure. I think we'll move right along here to the next one. This is from the London Free Press, and that's London, Ontario, not London, England. Oxford County told to hold Touch It, Taste It, Try It job fair. As the province faces a historic skilled trade shortage, you guys hear that? Skilled trade shortage. I've been saying this for a long time now. At least 70 episodes anyway, or 70 streams I've done. London Free Press, that's an oxymoron. Hey, Godzillionaire. I was wondering when you're going to pop in. It's everyone's favorite kaiju. Oxford County is taking measures to attract and retain workers. The Oxford County Career Expo will bring together job seekers and employers. Organizers hope the job fair will help address what they call a chronic skill and labor shortage by persuading those looking for work to remain in Oxford County. The county's Work in Oxford County platform encourages immigration and skilled newcomers along with engaging youth entering the workforce to work and live in the region. More than 300 employers will be at the Oxford County Career Expo on March 21st at Woodstock's Fairgrounds. The event will allow attendees to learn about job possibilities in many sectors. Natalie Surridge, Workforce and Community Director at Oxford County's Community Employment Services, is spearheading the event. And hey, it's Blaine. How you doing? Shutdown. Is that like closing time? Pretty much. Shutdown is machinery that runs like all the time during the year, finally gets a rest and gets a chance to be rebuilt or repaired, whatever needs to be done. And we're going to have a mini shutdown, and it's going to last about 8 days. So for the rest of this week, they shut the plant down today. So they shut down a lot of the machinery, and right now we're just purging. So that purging is when we put gas through all the pipelines to get rid of the gas that was in there already. So if it's got hydrogen sulfide in it, we're going to purge it with natural gas. So they'll put natural gas through the lines, and then after that is done for 24 hours, maybe 48, then they'll purge that with nitrogen. And everything, all the nitrogen will get pushed through all the pipes, and then we're able to then break flanges apart for inspections and hooking up things and all that kind of good stuff. So that's what happens first, is the purging. Yeah, ironic, exactly. Shutdown is when most of the work gets done. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, shutdown happens, and that's when I jump into action. So I have to work more when there's a shutdown, but that's okay. I don't mind. And I was going to get to that. And eventually I'm going to get to what's going on during shutdown. But I just want to get through this article here. Surridge said the event is more interactive than a traditional job fair and will take place in 2 parts. The morning portion of the event is for Oxford County High School students. Surridge expects about 3,000 students will attend. Every booth is very experimental learning, so it's not just looking. They really get a hands-on to try stuff. I'd like to see that. Like, are you going to have like power tools for kids to play with? How is this going to go here? The second part of the expo is open to everyone, employers at the event. The job fair will feature employers from 15 to 18 sectors, including transportation and logistics, skilled trades, agriculture, retail, municipal employment, and politics. Oh, sorry, that's municipal employment and politics, business administration, construction, and manufacturing. We want them exposed to all possibilities so that they can make an informed decision, said Jeff Surridge, Chief Executive of Community Employment Services. Christine McClay owns Tirecraft, an automotive shop with locations throughout southwestern Ontario. We'll be looking for workers at the event. We have Tirecraft here in my part of the town. So, yeah, that's a pretty big operation then. McClay said her business has felt the labor shortage in the last 4 or 5 years. She said she's hired from job fairs in the past and found them to be an effective method of recruiting employees. Well, because the people are there to look for jobs, so hopefully they're there with purpose and they want to find a better place or get their first job, whatever it may be. It's a great way for us to connect with people right on the spot, she said. Finding employees in the skilled trades has become difficult, and mechanics are super hard to find, she said. Tire techs, they're not necessarily a desirable job, so it's harder to find people, but they can really be rewarding careers. So I think, this type of an event is great. They said she's struggling to find workers across the region, not just in Oxford County. As we said before, it's a shortage of skilled tradesmen. There's the opportunity's there. You just got to seize it. Jeff Surridge said the labor shortage has been anticipated well before the pandemic. 10 years ago, we knew, looking at the demographics, we knew what was coming. The boomers were exiting, and all next generations weren't having near enough kids to replace, so you could see what was going to happen with the labor market. Rafael Gomez, a professor at the University of Toronto and labor market expert, said demographics are a factor in the skilled worker shortage. There are other elements to explain the shortage, but yes, demographics. I was being told this in the 90s. My instructor at the time was like, you guys that are getting into the trades now, you will be able to pick and choose where you want to work because all the boomers are going to retire and you guys are coming up and you'll be able to just pick whatever jobs you want. And he was right. It came true. There is less generational handing over of jobs, he said. Gomez said there used to be more intergenerational job stability, such as a parent getting a job for their child at their workplace. Because the Oxford County Correctional will allow people who attend an opportunity to learn about jobs they haven't experienced. The event has potential to be a successful tool for employment recruitment. Jeff Surridge said a hands-on touch it, taste it, try it approach, such as Expo, where attendees can use simulators to see what it's like to weld, are useful tools. They shouldn't have said touch it, taste it, try it. Taste it? Really? I didn't see anything mentioned about chefs or anything like that. So just think of something better. David Glenn, you wish you'd chosen a trade over IT work? That was happening when I was leaving high school. A lot of people went into computers, computer science, computer programming. Now computer guys are a dime a dozen. So unless you really specialize, it's going to be tough to get a high-paying computer job. Taste the welding rod. 6010, yummy. Hey, Whoopa, how you doing? Nice to see you. I liked your gameplay there on your stream. That was pretty good. The Landlord game. That looked pretty good. Taste the light, sweet crude. It's all tar sands up here, Godzillionaire. Nothing but bitumen. Here to leave a like because Whoopa told you to. Thanks, Whoopa. Thank you, Bucky. Pleasure to have you come by, and I appreciate the like. You just got shot in the game by Stooge. Was Stooge in the game? Did he find you there? You gotta go to bed. Have a good one. Okay, see you around, Bucky. Thanks for stopping by. Told your peeps to come and give likes. Well, man, I appreciate that so much. You're a great looter, Whoopa. Definitely Whoop Stutska forever. Vina, Sparkles, hey! Yeah, thank you very much. I'm glad you guys came by. Yeah, please, slap the like button if you want and subscribe if you haven't already. I do this every Tuesday night. Trades Talk. It's something I'm very, very passionate about because I think that there needs to be more education for the younger generations to get into the skilled trades because it's necessary. You need the skilled trades for your everyday lives. You know, what happens when you have trouble with your toilet? Call the plumber. Trouble with your furnace? The HVAC guy has to come. You know, something goes wrong in your electrical panel, electrician. You know, something goes wrong with your car, mechanic. There's so many out there. I sound very far away. I didn't think I was that far away. Maybe I just got to talk more directly into my microphone. See if that's better. And maybe speak up a little bit. Try to get a little more oomph behind the old voice there. But yes, this happens every Tuesday, and I show you guys pictures and videos and stuff like that of what you'll see out there. Sometimes I'll go into how you even start by going to your employer and asking whether it's possible to get into as a trades helper or get hired as a trades helper somewhere, and you get into school, you get indentured, and you can work from there and then get through your years of apprenticeships to become journeyman. And then after that, you're the one making the shot, calling the shots, and you're the one with all the skills and knowledge, and they look to you for answers, which is where you eventually get, which happens to me on a regular basis now. I get looked at for answers. Sometimes it's not knowing everything, but just knowing where to find the information. But yes, right now I was just looking over this article about from the London Free Press. They're having a career fair, a job expo in London, Ontario for people that are in that area. And it's to help expose them to the skilled trades and try to fill all the spaces that are available. A friend of yours went to the electrical union office and got hired with 0 experience. Oh man, that's awesome. You can't ask for more than that, It's like, well, I don't have any experience. Well, you know what? We're going to hire you anyways. Because if you show a little bit of drive and determination and you're a self-starter and you work hard, they'll be like, you know what? We got to keep this guy or this girl, whatever it might be. And they will want to train you. If you show that you're eager to learn and you're good at, following what they do and you show a knack for it, they're going to want to teach you. They're going to want to keep you. And then that's it. You have yourself a career. You're an electrician or whatever it happens to be, welder, mechanic. So that's good. This article, Alberta needs to tackle its clean energy labor shortage. Not just clean energy, every sector, not just clean energy. Everything has a labor shortage. You need skilled tradesmen and tradeswomen. After sanding all the drywall mud, you're glad Sparky is your primary. There you go. You applied for a waifu inspector job, fingers crossed. Yeah, Godzillionaire. Where'd you apply, by the way? I'm gonna polish up my resume. But here we go with this article. The pressure to go green has never been greater, with countries around the world implementing new laws and regulations to speed the transition from fossil fuels to renewables. Here in Canada, the federal government recently unveiled a target of 100% zero-emission vehicle sales by 2035. In my opinion, that's unrealistic. You're going to have 10 years to have zero-emission vehicle sales? Come on. And that's if the current government stays in power. If someone else gets in, I'm sure they'll kick the can down the road. It's a very highly coveted position. Yeah, Whoopa. It's not a job, it's a lifestyle. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. It's a way of life. Yeah, James, it's literally impossible. I think so. With a failing power grid, good luck with that EV nonsense. I mean, have your infrastructure up to snuff first. They want everyone to charge from their house, but you'll need a pony panel in your garage. And you got to have at least 100 amp service, I would think. So I don't know of anybody that's going to pay to have 100 amp service run to their garage. It might even be more. I'm not sure what it takes to charge up your car. But you're definitely going to have a dedicated panel, I would think. But who knows if it can hold up to the draw of what you need to charge it. Giving free mammograms. Yeah. Suck your water-powered grid. Yeah, I guess, Blaine, you got the hydropower there, don't you? They charge off a 220. I guess. I'm not sure. I'd have to do a bit of research. And they make a magic step-up thingy, transformer. So you can go higher voltage, low amperage, or would you want to go higher amperage? I would think. In fact, battery cars take more energy to manufacture than you will ever save in gasoline or diesel emissions. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Blaine says 30 amps and a 220 volt can get you full charge in 12 hours. Okay. Yeah, that's not so bad. 30 amps is like as much as your oven or your dryer, washing machine. Yeah, 30 amps is pretty good. Or the owner needs to tolerate a long charge time. No quick charge at home. No, you're not going to do like a power charge or whatever, or a quick charge. Yeah, exactly, Blaine. 220 like a dryer. There's a Canadian company doing it all, doing AL. 12 hours, just don't need a charge during the day. I mean, if you drive to and from work, you would have to hope that work has a place for you to plug into. Most of them won't. The idea is you fill up every day. Yep, I would think so. You drive hundreds of miles a day that it doesn't work. Yeah. Oh man, this gets everybody going. The whole electric car, not electric car. $100 miles a day, isn't that odd? I mean, I drive, 50 kilometers to work a day right now? It's going to be less soon. Because I'm going to be moving soon. But yeah, right now it's 50 kilometers one way. So 100 kilometers, so that's 60 miles a day for me. Hybrid electric conversion kits for old pickup, straight truck, semi-trailers, something Edison, one at a time right now, but it's like 10 guys. Oh, okay. Last time you were in Texas, even the hotel had charging. Wish you could find an honest study on whether it's more efficient to generate the electricity at a big natural gas fire-powered plant versus using petrol in individual engine blocks. Yeah, that's the problem, DJ. You got to find a study that wasn't backed by either big oil or the environmentalists. You have to find somebody that paid to have a study done that has no skin in the game. And I don't know if you can ever find that. Because, yeah, I mean, if I had enough money, I could get a study that says, you have to have, waifus all the time in your house. Some silly study. If you have enough money, you can get a study to prove anything, I'm sure. Charging bill would even cost you more than $5 per gas. Batteries energy dense enough to replace liquid fuel are dangerous. Where can we donate to this waifu study? Send your money to care of Pop Culture Mechanic, Canada. I'll see that it gets passed on. Really, I will. I mean, in the 90s, once again, it used to be Ballard power cells. Like we were told the future was the Ballard fuel cell. And that thing fell off a cliff. Haven't heard hide nor hair of it since. So I don't know what they're gonna do. EV push is going to kill the used car market. Once batteries die, the car is scrapped. Oh, man. Anyway, let's see what they got going on here. You can't make something from nothing, of course. Clean energy technologies, whether EVs, wind turbines, solar panels, or battery storage, require such inputs as lithium, cobalt, and copper. Unlike most countries, Canada is blessed with an abundance of these minerals and metals. The challenge is getting them out of the ground. With the average project typically taking 12 to 15 years to get up and running, Canada is a notoriously difficult environment for mining. The federal government has said it's looking to change that, aiming to reduce the timeline down to 5 or 6 years. How are they going to do that, I wonder? There are glimmers of hope that the federal government is serious. In December 2021, they announced a strategy to increase the supply of critical minerals and support the development of domestic and global value chains for the green and digital economy. Alberta beat them to the punch by more than a year with its own strategy. Way to be late to the party there, federal government. Ottawa's plan includes funding initiatives to align Canada's federal, provincial, territorial approaches to mining regulations and permitting and help project proponents navigate regulatory processes. Beyond regulations, infrastructure, and R&D, the strategy also addresses perhaps the most pressing issue of all, the skilled labor shortage, which I've been saying for the last 70 streams. Yes, it's been 70 streams already. It's quite amazing. It's been going for a while now. If we can't get more work boots on the ground, Canada's critical mineral mother lode will remain underground and our clean energy potential will go untapped. These aren't the only sectors under threat. According to one eye-opening report, Canada's economy lost more than $13 billion in 2022 because of labor and skill shortages in the manufacturing sector. The Canadian Manufacturing Survey found that nearly 2/3 of manufacturers had lost or turned down contracts and experienced production delays due to a lack of key workers, such as machinists and welders. Machinist is a good job as well. You can really, they really pay well, and you do your machining and all that, learning lathes and milling machines, and it's good pay. The Ballard cells are quite old, Pops. You remember that too, Alex? Hey, right on. I'm glad somebody remembers the Ballard power cells. They had EV mechs in Gundam Seed. Every episode, the dude had 5 minutes before he lost power. They just need a long extension cord for those ones there, DJ. Earlier episodes. Yeah, 70, Blaine. Crazy, eh? Ethanol fuel was a complete scam. The whole industry was government subsidized and created inferior fuel for a higher cost. Once subsidies dried up, plants shuttered quickly. Yeah, they don't brag about that anymore, do they, for the at the gas stations? It used to be, oh, we use ethanol. And yeah, I guess that just, like you're saying, the subsidies dried up and so did the plants. Go charge a brand new electric drill, see how long the battery lasts, just sitting on the shelf. I mean, it all depends on storage too, and also how cold it is. Batteries hate the cold. Their optimal operating temperature is like 25 degrees Celsius. I guess that's about 80 Fahrenheit. So around there, batteries love that. You want to kill a battery? Leave it out in the cold. Panasonic envelope batteries are pretty good. Supposedly you only lose 10% over the course of a year. Nickel metal hydride. Okay. You made the mistake once. Keyword once of calling a CNC operator machinist in front of an old school machinist. Oh, yeah. There's operators and then there's machinists. And, the programmers, the guys that'll program the CNC machines. You made the mistake. Lucifer, good to see you, man. Edmonton Journal, what'd you walk in on? Yeah, I'm just looking at the, what does it say here? Alberta needs to tackle its clean energy labor shortage, and this is an article from the Edmonton Journal. Ethanol is still everywhere. It's the worst? Oh, I didn't know. It's nice to see you, by the way, Lucifer. Debate about the feasibility of changing technology. Someone say Gundam. Yeah, Vina, you're right in there, eh? Gundam? Saw a cool video on how to separate ethanol from gasoline. Not sure if it's fully safe, but seems straightforward. I don't know, DJ. Maybe don't try that at home. It might be dangerous. Remind you, your old diesel Rabbit used to plug in the block heater for the winter. Now they sell electric blankets for under EVs. Ah, yes. You had a Rabbit, eh? Oh man, I remember those things. Air-cooled Rabbit. Yeah, those are great little cars. Freaking love the Rabbits. You know that from doing your old job, you change batteries very often in the cold. The chemistry just doesn't work very well. No, batteries hate the cold. They really do. You don't boil the gas. You just use a funnel flask. Okay, good to know, DJ. Let's see. Yeah, ethanol absorbs water and corrodes for your yard tools. You buy the ethanol-free stuff because it's small amount. Yeah, ethanol and water. You don't want that in your engine or anywhere like it. Ethanol sitting in your fuel tank. You know, water's in there. It absorbs it. Like, it's hydroscopic, it sounds like. Which just means it absorbs water. Just like your brake fluid does. I learned that too. That's why you should change your brake fluid, you know, every 5 years or whatever. Get some stuff because it'll have water in it. So swap it out for some fresh stuff. Water and ethanol bind each other up. Okay. Yeah, you have a couple of Indian gas stations and that sell ethanol free, and the Subi runs on 100, so mostly good. My tiny truck has to have the highest octane too, and the only stuff I can get is from Petrocan, and it's 94. But I would love to have some 100 at a regular gas station to run my tiny truck on. You're riding your bicycle on 20-degree freedom units and plugged in a charge cable. The phone gave me a warning that it would charge at a lower speed. Yeah, once again, it's hard on batteries to charge them when they're cold as well. You have to let them warm up to room temperature and then charge them, because it's very bad to try to charge batteries when they're cold. More like 3 years? Okay, James, thanks. You were hydraulic brake certified in the past? Yeah, okay, so 3 years, change your brake fluid. You saw a guy who did a bunch of tanks with his 97 Acti, found 89 to be the best for mileage. That is damn good. 89. Or 80, you're 89 miles to the gallon, Blaine? That is damn good. You did not know that? Well, hopefully you guys learn a little bit when you come here. It's also hydroscopic. Yes. Oh, 89 octane. Okay. Yeah, I just mine's a 2001 Suzuki, so I was using 94 octane. I thought that might be the best for it. Moving along here, if manufacturers can't find the skilled workers they need in Canada, more and more will relocate their operations south of the border where they can, to stanch the loss of our manufacturing base and damage to other economic sectors. Canadian lawmakers need to take action on two fronts. First, they need to combat the stigma of choosing trade schools over university. Acquiring a trade is a surefire way to get a secure, good-paying job. An entry-level welder can earn $120,000 a year. Holy! What's more, these jobs are often gateways to even better-paying, more senior jobs like project manager. That's if you're like really going to drive yourself and be a project manager. There's also a lot of headaches that go along with that. Sometimes just being the welder, the worker, or whatever, you know, you're better off. The Alberta government's awareness raising initiatives aimed at junior high and high school students are important steps in the right direction. Yes, I've been saying this. Get a lot of exposure to the junior high and high school kids. Get them in. Get them interested. Tell them what they can do. They don't need to go to university. Second, government needs to build the right education and training infrastructure. Alberta is fortunate to have some of the best polytechnics in the country, but their aging facilities are increasingly inadequate for the job at hand. As with most everything else, technology is transforming the skilled trades. Bricks and mortar are no longer good enough. What's needed are facilities that integrate new technologies and interdisciplinary workspaces to train the workforce Alberta's evolving economy needs. I'm going to argue with that. I'm going to say that you don't need state-of-the-art things. They're nice to have, but you can learn and do things with your hands in an old building with old equipment. Because when you go out into the job in industry, you're going to have old buildings, old equipment. Unless you start at a place that's just freshly built, you're going to be dealing with old equipment. So these guys have to settle down a bit and not say that our polytechnics need like top of the line stuff and cutting edge stuff, because it's not going to be out there when you go. You're going to be going, oh, where's this new thing I used in school? And they're going to be like, ha, you're funny, kid. Go use that old piece of equipment right now. Basic .3 or .4 brake fluid. Yep. You got that newfangled Suzuki tested out. It doesn't knock. You can get more efficient with lower octane. Yes. I'm going to try that. Because freaking 94 octane is expensive. Man, oh man. Not changing it will cause the steel lines to rust out from the inside. You know it, James. And Vina, you're in the Giant Robot Club. You've come to the right place, actually. When I'm not talking about trades, I'm talking about anime on Sunday mornings. And when I'm not talking about anime, I'm playing retro video games on Saturday mornings. And last year I did March Mecha Madness. So Mecha will come back as a theme for my anime chats, but I'm going to pick a different month for it. This month is March is Magical Girls, so it's Magical Girl March for me. The province's leading polytechnic has developed a proposed project that will do both. The Northern Alberta Institute of Technology's proposed Advanced Skills Centre will be without equal in Canada, featuring 640,000 square feet of state-of-the-art trades and technology learning spaces. The ASC will train 4,200 more apprentices across 4 industry sectors: advanced manufacturing, construction, energy, and transportation annually. What's more, the ASC has been designed in partnership with industry to ensure students graduate with market-ready skills. In a labor market desperate for skilled workers, this new training capacity will prove critical. The Alberta advantage is alive and well, but if we don't get more Albertans into skilled trades, and soon the province's potential will go unrealized. I keep saying this. So yes, did someone say Magical Girls? I sure did. Last Sunday was my first Magical Girl themed episode or stream, and I went through 2 of them, and one of them was Tokyo Mew Mew. Well, that was pretty enjoyable to watch. And then the other one I watched was Magical Witch Sally, and that was from 1966. So some classic anime there. That's like one of the first Magical Girl animes ever, and it was a treat to see what they had done originally. The car sat a long while. You'd top up the fuel tank with high test once or twice, but once the not-so-fresh fuel is burned, you can go back to normal fuel rating. Ah, yes. Thanks, Alex. I'm glad you liked it. I had a great time doing it, and I am working this Saturday and Sunday, but Mrs. Mechanic gave me a good idea. She said, why don't you just do your streams at night after you get home from work? And I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea. So this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, right now, tentatively, is going to be some night streams for me. So just keep your eyes open for that, you guys. Hopefully you can catch them. I know a lot of people don't because for my morning streams because it's too early for them, but night stream. Where's your automatic tools? You're a funny kid. Here's your hammer. Yeah, exactly, Vina. Exactly. Yeah. Where's my high tech stuff? You're a funny kid. Get over there and grab that sledgehammer. You woke up just as it was about to start. That was nice. Oh, a new sub. Well, thank you, Vina. Much appreciated. Yeah, that's great. A lot of people have a name. Yeah. Yes, Blaine. I know it's because my streams start at like 9 o'clock my time, which is 8 o'clock Blaine's time. So he's on Pacific time. And actually, he's going to be streaming pretty quick here. I think so, anyway. I saw the calendar, and I think it's you're gonna have a stream tonight for Gunpla build. So if you guys like Gunpla and all that, you should tune in to Blaine at Blaine's Escape Corner. At it looks like it's going to start in about 8 minutes. So there you go. So for shutdown, which everything gets stopped at the facility, and machinery gets taken apart, rebuilt, and put back into service. One of the things I do is pumps. I take apart and rebuild pumps, and this is exactly one of them that I go through and I repair myself. These are great. These are great pumps to work on. The parts are so common, and a lot of them fit the different sizes of pumps, so you don't have to have a giant assortment of spare parts. And having all these, it's telling you the tools you need. Godzilla here used to work for FlowServe. FlowServe and their Durco pumps. Durco pumps are great. But yeah, you just need these tools. Sockets, Allen wrenches, soft mallet, screwdrivers, bearing puller, bearing induction heater. I just got permission to buy a bearing heater, and it cost about $1,600. So this is going to help a lot, because I hate pushing bearings onto shafts or hammering them on, because you're just asking for trouble. Heating them up and shrinking them on, way better. You can spec the hell out of a Durco. You got a notification for the stream, but when you got here, you were unsubscribed. YouTube is so wonky. You subscribed weeks ago. I get that. I'll be looking at my what do you call it? Your thing you look at to see your subscribers and all that dashboard, and it's like, oh, it goes, my subscribers go up and then they go down, and then it goes up and then it goes down, and it's like, man, come on, YouTube. They make good cartridge seals too. Ah, yes, yep. Yep, we use nothing but mechanical seals. We can't afford to have any kind of leakage at all. You don't see the Persuader on the list? I always need a bigger hammer. You got to be gentle. They did say rubber mallet, I thought. But yeah, these are great. These are great pumps. Like, this thing is, like, this is the Mark III, but we have the Mark II where I work at. And it's a good pump. You saw that trick for differentials? Oh, yeah. Garage done. Nice. Toaster oven for bearings, freezer for gears and shafts. Yes, I've seen that too. When I worked at the... So I used to work at a place that made excavators, like weld them together, and attachments for excavators. We would use dry ice for some of those things, and the guys would put them in there, and They had their metal rings they'd put in there and shrink them down and then stick them in like the booms and all that. This guy's taking the impeller off right now. And it's just as easy as doing it like that. Of course, this pump's brand new. It's probably never seen any service. Yeah, everything just slides together for sure. It's very easily done. And this bearing heater I got is really good because it stops after it reaches 250 Fahrenheit. You don't ever want to overheat a bearing over 250 degrees Fahrenheit. And so you're pretty sure YouTube has a feature that if you don't remind people to subscribe, it'll start unsubscribing people, you think? I wouldn't doubt it. It's probably like an AI something. It's like, oh, this guy didn't want people, he didn't ask people to subscribe. We're going to just take some of his subscribers away. Good old reverse vane impeller with the indications on the back of the power end to set your clearance. Yep. Yeah, this, there you go. It don't get much simpler than that. Oh wow, that's a little different than the seal that I have to put on. He should pull the shaft out the other end, I thought. Okay, there's the sleeve. Yeah, there you go. Bearings. I have pictures of bearings like that have failed on that last pump. Some old equipment is so overbuilt you will retire before you can't not rebuild it one more time. Yes, you got her, James. We have equipment from the 1960s at our plant still, and it's bulletproof. YouTube's dumb, but you didn't hear it from me. Shh, nobody say anything. Yeah, you got to drain the oil out of it first. You know, he should have done that before he started taking the impeller off and everything like that. Is that screwed on? No. Okay, there you go. And yeah, pull it out with a pair of snap ring pliers. There you go. Good job. You did it on the first try. Now, is he going to push the bearings off with a hydraulic press? Okay, yeah, pull the O-rings off. Punch out the seals at the back. How clean that oil is. Yeah. Yeah, brand new. Everything comes apart so nice. Oh, they even have an outside oil filler for external sight glass, it looks like. Okay. Like I say, I don't have a Mark III, so ours is a Mark II. Older style. Okay, yeah, taking that off. Cleaning the sight glass, because you know, oil will stain the sight glass, so you should clean it up. So this is a pretty good. Okay, well he's already got that back together. He didn't even show putting the new bearings on the shaft or anything like that. Tells you what you need again. Soft mallet. I know Blaine was saying the big persuader, but soft mallet's good enough. Dial indicators. Okay. You've been to the training center where it was filmed. There you go. I always want the company to send me to places so I can get trained, but they're like, oh, maybe we can get them to come here instead, and I'm like, I just want to travel a little bit, visit places, like go to Houston or something like that. Yeah, there it is, all in pieces, and the volute and everything like that. The only time I consult the manual now is when I'm checking my clearance, how much clearance I need for the impeller. I think it was 30 thou. I'm not sure. I'm sure Godzillionaire would know. That facility is nice. It has fully pump loop and some clear plastic pumps you can see through. Nice. You just want to leave your house, Vina. Yeah. Yeah. Have manufacturers quit trying to use Teflon for everything. My father built a business around rebuilding auto AC compressors with steel piston rings, where GM and Ford have been using Teflon. Yeah. I mean, Teflon has its advantages, but you don't have to make everything out of it. There you are. There's the lip seal. The back. That'll go on the shaft. Using that to install it nice and flush. Yeah, not too often, but a once a year or something would be good. Yeah, exactly. I would definitely not mind just going on a little training trip somewhere. It doesn't have to be for a long time either. 2 days is good. Oh, here we go. He's going to press them on. Okay, he's using a hand jack. I do not like doing this. I I don't like using a hydraulic press to put bearings on. Just my preference, but I don't want to put that much pressure on bearings installing them. Yeah, put on the lock washer, put it in place. Yeah, the lock ring. Put your O-rings on, make sure they've got some O-ring lubrication on them. Yeah, now put that back in place. Snap ring. Teflon rings? No, yeah. Get the InPro bearing isolators instead of lip seals. Much nicer if you have a dirty environment. Oh, yeah. Actually, our environment isn't that bad, really. All these pumps are located outside, believe it or not. We do not have a lot of machinery that is indoors. Just for the simple fact that hydrogen sulfide is better if it's allowed to escape to the air rather than get trapped in a building where it can kill you. Teflon piston rings shred up after about 18 months of use. Oh, man. Too soft, probably a low pressure rating too. Seems OP. That's like a 20-ton press. Yeah. No hydraulic press. You got her, Vina. Oh, they're going to do an inspection. Okay, he's going to check for run out and probably end float and all that kind of stuff with the dial indicator. Dial indicators measure in thousandths of an inch. So that's 0.001 is 1,000th of an inch. For those that don't know. Give it a little tap here, a little tap there. And you're going to turn it and see what it is. It should be very straight. I would hope so. Shouldn't have any kind of bend or anything or warp in it at all. It's very slight movement. Yeah, it looks good to me. It's been a while, but you think you need to be less than 1 thou TIR? Okay, now it's going along that face. Seems to me he could have a smaller one than that on there. Like that thing barely fits on there. And he runs along the outside of that thing. All right. Let's skip along to the wet end assembly. This is where all the things that they pump, all the liquid goes through. The chain looks cockeyed. It did. It looked cockeyed to me too. I thought they'd have something a little better to fit inside there. It's a small space. Okay, so he's putting the backing plate on. Yeah, make sure everything's clean. Yeah, don't forget your gasket. You need that on there. Pump design is so nice. The power ends are all the same, but the wet end changes metallurgy depending on fluid pump. Yes, that's what I was saying earlier, Godzillionaire. Didn't matter what size of Durco you had, you could use the same parts for it. It's really nice. Very interchangeable. They did a good. They were smart to do that design. There we are. Put the impeller on. Put your cartridge seal on. Take out your spacers. That's your mechanical seal. That should keep everything from leaking. You have to be extra careful with mechanical seal because they are very precise. They have very precise tolerances and they are very expensive. This is so much more serene than watching some of the stuff you do. Thanks. Hey, no problem, David Glenn. Not a problem. It's just I find it. This is something that I am going to be doing probably tomorrow. I'm going to be taking our pump apart and rebuilding it. It's going to look just like that thing. Ours is older style, but it's going to be just like that. Crooked chain will jump, ask any kid with a bicycle. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can remember having to put it back on. It's the old American design philosophy, design for maintenance and repair, an idea that is toxic to European engineers. They always try to be more clever, don't they? There's one design there, Godzillionaire. It was one of their SO Euro drives, SEW. They didn't have a separate gear to engage from the motor to the gearbox. It was cut out of the shaft. So if that gear screwed up, you had to replace the whole thing. It was terrible. I mentioned high silicon iron pumps, totally different wet end design, held together by tie rods. Material is too brittle for threads. Oh, okay. I think he's setting the clearance now, locking it in place. There's the clearance there between the impeller and the backing plate. So he's adjusting it right now, and then you should be able to slide some feeler gauges in there. Watching political and news videos is not serene. You ain't wrong. Yeah. Yeah. There's your gasket putting on there. Like a Teflon gasket too. So he's checking right now. What he's doing is he's tightening up this clearance until he shouldn't be able to turn the shaft. And then he should be setting it so that there is a bit of, it turns easily, but with a little bit of drag. Or whatever measurement he's going to go by. 15 thou maybe. And then lock it in place. Oh, mechanical seals. Yes. Like I said before, mechanical seals, they are very expensive, but they are done to very fine tolerances. Like they measure mechanical seal faces in light bands. So you need a special glass and a special light that you put on the face of it. And you can see the light bands reflecting off there. That is how precise these things are. And they are super expensive. $2,400 for a 2-inch mechanical seal, or $3,000. It's insanely expensive. You do not like that guy, not one bit. Speaking on the topic of Vash. Yeah, I don't care about talking about that kind of stuff there, DJ. It's not what my channel's all about. My channel is, I don't want to talk about all that stuff. Teflon gaskets are great. They do not move or rub and stuff. Yeah. And the chemical resistance is nice. That's what I like. Oh, he's getting into it. He's like marking stuff with his straight edge. So you got to lubricate it so it's easy to go on. You have to be very careful, very delicate with these things. You can't hammer them or force them on. You have to be very gentle. Okay, so now that's how he's going to set it. You still remember the shaft sizes for the 3 Durco sizes for the seals? Sticks with you, doesn't it, Godzillionaire? You watch like 5 minutes, there's something wrong with them? It took you that long. Refrain from depressing political stuff. I appreciate that, DJ. You're a good man. I like your, I liked watching you and Disney Sheepherder there the other day on your channel. That was fun stuff. There we go. Screw the impeller on. Destiny, Not So Young Turds, same vibes. No press fitting? I don't think so. It's going to pull out his spacers, and then that'll set the clearances for the mechanical seal. There we go. Put the volute on. The volute contains your suction and discharge. Now he's going to fill it up with oil. Yeah, there you go. So he has an oiler on there that will maintain the oil level. So you don't have to keep too much of an eye on it if you got that automatic oiler there. If you watch that stuff, you watch Styx or Donovan Warland. I have not heard of, I think I've heard of Styx. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it's somebody else I'm thinking of. But I haven't heard of Donovan Warland at all. There we go. This is good. I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I doubt I'll be using a dial indicator and all that. But putting the Durco pump together, yeah, that'll be what I'm doing. Whose shop bench is that clean? Not me. You know what a Plan 32 is for the mechanical seal? No, I don't think I've ever heard of that. Plan 32? I'm hoping you'll let me know. Oh, just a small channel? Under 3K? No. I'm a small channel. At least they're not obviously insane. Yeah, there's too many unhinged people out there, and we don't need that. We need to talk about serious stuff, funny stuff, you know. Come here, you know you're going to get, you know, some anime, some trades talk, some video games, stuff that's fun to do, stuff that I hope you guys find relaxing and engaging, fun to talk about. Like, get in there and chat it up, right? That's what we want. Well, that's what I want anyways. I want lots of chatting. Chat about the trades, chat about anime, whatever you guys feel about anime and video games and the trades. I talk about stuff that I know. I try not to talk about stuff I don't know, because then it does a disservice to you and makes me look like a fool because I don't know what I'm talking about. Plan 32 is just cooling water to the seal. Had a genius customer hook the cooling water up to the oil fill plug on the bearing. Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh. That's good, Godzilla. We use what we pump as the cooling water for the mechanical seal. Or flush water, I guess what we'd call it. But that's terrible that guy did that. Is that a real photo? You know, I just found it out there on the... You're talking about my background right now, David. It's something I found on just looking at DuckDuckGo. And it looked like an old power generation place. Those look like old generators. But yeah, might be real. I have no reason to believe it's not. But he had another customer have an overheating bearing problem, so they literally zip tied a water hose to the railing and dumped water on the bearing. Oh, I've heard of that. Heard of guys tying airlines like an air hose aimed at the bearing to cool it down as well. I've heard of that. And it's like, man, you guys, just not stopping for anything. You just got to keep going. But yeah, I've heard of that too. It's pretty crazy what people will do to keep things running. You'd love to haul all that home, no idea what to do with it. Make your own power, eh? It would be quite the, yeah, that would be a lot of scrap metal. That is heavy duty stuff too. Look at it. It looks like it's all cast. Just solid steel. All right. Well, that was this is a great show. I appreciate everyone that came out today. It was great having you all here. People like Alex Moore and DJ Ronnie G, David Glenn, and everyone's favorite kaiju, Godzillionaire, Blaine from Blaine's Escape Corner, who is probably streaming right now. So you guys should probably go visit Blaine and see what he's doing. I think he's doing some Gunpla builds, because it is Tuesday for him. And Whoopa Troopa, always nice to see you. And Bucky, I appreciate you guys. Vina, it was a pleasure to see you stop by. And who else? James, of course. You got a lot of insight, James, into a lot of the mechanical stuff. That's great. It's nice to talk to people that have the experience as well that I've gone through and some of the stuff they've done. And also being able to explain things to people who don't have the experience. That's a fun part of it too. Lucifer, it was great to see you coming in. Who else? Anybody else that I may have missed? It was, if you're lurking and listening, I appreciate you as well. I hope you had a fun time. Did they have deep pockets for the needed complete overhaul after that, Godzillionaire? That's the thing. Cheapskate pays twice. That's what I've heard anyway. You're going to be cheap, you're going to pay again. All right. Anyways, coming up Saturday evening, because I am more than likely going to be working during the day. That'll be Golden Sun. I am on the last boss. I am on the last boss of Golden Sun. I'm finally going to finish this game. And we'll get to see the ending. And I hope you're looking forward to it, because I know I am. And then I got to try to figure out what to play after that. Sunday evening will be Magical Girls. More Magical Girls for Anime Chat. I hope to see you there. And then, once again, rolling around to Tuesday. Trades Talk Tuesday, once again. Come on out. Show up and we'll talk about some trades. Hopefully we'll all have a good time. But yeah, if you haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, tell your friends. Just spread the word. There's other good channels out there too. Like Pacific 4 and 4 and Blaine's Escape Corner. There's Ronan66, DJ Ronnie G. There's Brandon the Anime Guy. There's the Angry Canadian. Our own Whoopa Troopa, who was streaming before I started streaming today. And then there's Punkwaddle. You can find him at Floral from Under a Rock and on Snowdub's channel. There's Discord. I have a Discord. It's called The Shop, because all the tradesmen hang out at the shop. You know, we shoot the breeze, complain about work, all that good stuff. Some of the chemical plants can afford it. Downtime costs more than replacing equipment at shutdown. Downtime, yeah. Some companies will calculate downtime in hundreds of thousands of dollars per hour or however much, you know. And if they're going to lose more money than replacing equipment, they're going to just run to failure, which is what a lot of companies will do. Buy once, cry once. Oh, you'll be back for Tuesday. That's great, David Glenn. I hope to see you then. If it's such a problem, why don't they engineer a more durable design? Because then they can't sell you another one. They could make something so bulletproof it'll last for 100 years, but then they'd only sell one. People wouldn't, they'd be out of business because they wouldn't be able to sell anything else after that. People would buy one of it once and that's it. Or two of it, whatever it is, but they would be out of business. So it's engineered obsolescence and engineered failures to make something last long enough where you come back and buy another one. Anyways, it was a great time. I hope you guys had a great time. I did. No design can compensate for poor maintenance either. Yes. Us maintenance guys are the ones to try to have to keep everything running. Where everyone else beats on things, the operators don't really care too much. But the maintenance guys have to do our job. If we don't, then the machinery is going to fail even more. Like that light bulb at the firehouse in New York City. Is that the one that's been going for like many, many years? Like since the light bulbs were invented? But yes, it was a good time. I was glad everyone came out. I'm very grateful. And I hope I will see you guys Saturday night for some retro gaming. Come out for some Golden Sun. It should be a fun time. But until next time, everyone, I've been Pop, and I am signing off.